I'm a medical doctor by profession. Currently, I work within this town among various hospitals. I don't know.
Will you disown your son?
I really want to understand what is the motive or what is the motivation behind all this?
Let's look at it this way. You realize there are people who are priests
Yes.
who don't marry.
Mm.
You may never know whether that person is gay or what.
Or
That was their calling. There's space for them.
I know for sure that morality and purpose cannot be found within sons. Transgender women are not women. Biological sex is immutable. You cannot change from male to female and or vice versa. Do you think that transgender women rights are human rights? In line or in extension to what we were talking about, that is the LGBTQ topic, we decided to get someone who is older than us or someone who believes he's exposed to the world a little bit more than us. And he is here today to help us answer some questions that we probably have, we and you have, and we believe is going to take us through it in a better way that we could have done. So before we continue, I would just want to welcome him and let him introduce himself. Karibu sana mgeni. Would you please look at that camera, tell us who you are, what you do, and then we'll continue from there. Karibu sana.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Bor, Piero Bor. I'm a resident of this city, this town. I'm a medical doctor by profession. Currently, I work within this town among various hospitals at a lower pace. Otherwise, I'm also local to this county. So I grew up, although I was born in Trans Nzoia. Since then, I've been here. Thank you.
Pleasure. It's my pleasure to have you here today. And I don't know, should I say unfortunately or fortunately, we are having you here for the first time, and yet tumekukaribisha na topic ingine very, very sensitive, or rather I would say very challenging, but I believe you are a daktari and you would help us through it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we are talking about LGBTQ like we had mentioned to you earlier.
Yes.
And the first question I would want to ask, and I'm curious to know, why do you think this topic is so much discussed today, unlike in the past days?
Maybe because society is more connected now, and anybody, anywhere can say anything to the whole world. So maybe it's the ability to communicate, and also there have been a lot of changes, social and cultural, and I think there may be other factors. Maybe the breakdown in social fabrics, the erosion of cultures and traditions that have caused some of these rare, odd issues to come up. That's I think that's one of those are some of the reasons. Yes.
And Dr. Because I'm gonna have my other the other hosts to ask their questions. Yes, maybe yes. I'll just let me ask you this before I let them in. Yeah. I keep just wondering, suppose a close person, let's say now, because when of course you are a parent, yes. Let's say your kid, a girl or a boy, comes home one day and say, Daddy, you know what? Me, I don't think I'm a girl. Me, I want to be a man. Or rather, I want to me naskia tu kuwa dem. I don't know how you would take that, or rather, how should the society treat those people? Because we are here to talk, in as much as we differ in opinions and how we think about them, yes. We are advocating for treating people in the right way without discrimination and all that. Yes. So please, in a better way, please, would you tell us how to react to that? Because you can imagine, how would you take it?
Now, we all pray it doesn't happen, because But talking hypothetically, and somehow it has happened to me, not my children or a relative.
Oh.
Yeah, there's somebody, like a schoolmate, college mate.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody we went to college together for several years,
Mm-hmm.
let's say 6 minimum plus. And that is a long time. And yet, after traveling overseas, the person later became, it was a male, became
A she.
or-
Identified as a she.
I don't know whether it's a she, but
Like Amakili kamwambia sawa wewe ni dem.
sio
Okay.
udem sasa ni
Now,
a man becoming gay. I don't know whether it's
they became attracted to the same gender at some point in life.
yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And did someone you know?
Somebody I know.
How does how did that sit with
I
you?
didn't know that all those years. You're living with somebody very, college, a classmate, and you cannot know until they say it. And there is no symptom. There is no
nothing shows.
Hakuna kitu inaonekana. Mpaka yeye mwenyewe asema. Nah, that is a long time. This is a process that has taken maybe 20 years or so. So it can happen.
It can happen.
Yeah, but if it happens to hapa sasa nyumbani hapa karibu na wewe, I don't know. I honestly hope it doesn't. But I believe such things have been there before. And how our society handled it is not the way it is being handled now. And I think for us, the way it will take a lot of either counseling or you have to call your family. This becomes something big, like it's as important as a death or a marriage. It's a big issue. So if it was me, I don't know what I'll do.
What would the African in you do?
I don't know.
Will you disown your son or your child?
That's a possibility. You never know how you react to some of these strange
you never
things.
get prepared for you.
You can't prepare.
Yeah.
But I think it's an issue of you have to call people. You cannot deal with it alone. So for me, if it is somebody like a child, I'll call all my relatives. It has to be discussed. It cannot be hidden. Hiding, I think, is worse. This chini is not good. Not good for you, not good for the family, not good for the person, the victim. Although, in another way, you may imagine some of these things are in the head. They are not physical, like I've said. You cannot see anything physical. Okay, in hindsight, you may see there was something odd.
Yeah.
But you didn't know it then. That is hindsight. Now you see, this person was like this, whatever. I don't know, some character issue that you might see. But we believe it can. Some of us think it can be rectified.
Okay, so it can be worked on.
It can be worked on, and I believe in the old days in our culture, something needs to be done. Yes, so I think we'll discuss that one later.
No, not the later now. That brings me to the question now. There was this thing, and I was trying to ask my fellow host, but of course we didn't have an answer to that. And because you are now an elder, I believe you have an exposure to that more than us. So in the past, especially Sisi Wakale, there was this thing that if a woman fails to bear children, kuna vile atakuja kuoa. That's a woman getting married to a woman.
Yes.
Isn't that lesbian? I believe that's lesbianism, right? Because lesbianism is a relationship between a woman and a woman. So I don't know if I'm thinking the way I should.
No, it's okay. I know.
But you get my point,
I get
right?
what you're coming from.
So in this current world, a girl and a girl being in a relationship is really being condemned. But then again, I believe that happened in the past with a reason.
In our culture.
That this one this other lady that's getting married is coming to bear children that will belong now to this other one that didn't bear children. So suppose I come out as a lesbian today and give a reason. So do you think I can be I can identify as that other people with a reason and it will be accepted?
Now, because you are a Kalenjin, right? I assume you're a Kalenjin. You need to understand the cultural one is something very different. And somehow, my grandmother got her wife.
Oh, okay.
So it's not. I'm not talking like
It's things that happened.
I know. I know. My grandmother, immediate, direct. So that is a very different thing. In our culture, marriage is not the physical thing; it's the concept. It has nothing to do with lesbianism. It wasn't that because this is a woman marrying another one, that is a physical thing. No, it was marriage actually is a. It has nothing to do with sexuality or gender issues. The woman marrying a wife for several reasons. Maybe they could not bear children. For the case of my grandmother, she had only girls. 6, I think. 6 girls. And although my grandfather had another wife, they discussed and said, because I still want children, and these are my girls now, I need somebody else
who can give me boys.
Yes. And that was very okay. It was normal. Because she had her wealth, her everything, cattle and everything. She's the one who said, now, niko na ng'ombe kadhaa, nataka mke, wife. Na akakubali. Kwanza, she was supposed to marry her own daughter. It's not, that is what we call it. Leni.
Oh.
So you can imagine that one is not a physical thing. Same, if the daughter refuses, you go to another family later, a girl who comes. My grandmother was a husband in all aspects. Everything that men do, you do. Everything. So it was not a strange thing. It was a culture. So that lady was married to my grandmother as the wife of my grandmother. Is a wife just like any other wife. Like now, if she ended up marrying 2 of them. Her daughter who refused first and came back after the other one was brought. So she was polygamous. Do you understand? It has no physical. Now, for the purposes of bearing children, there are things that are done. It is not, of course, how can 2 women conceive?
Yeah.
And this one is an older one. By the time she was getting a wife, she was over 60. So it is nothing. It's not lesbianism. So, and make sure you inform these funny people who want to compare this and that one.
No, it's telling me I had that.
I've had it and it makes me very.
You had it too.
I've had people say, Carles used to be. Yeah, no.
So they are using that to justify what's happening right now.
Yeah, they are trying to justify this one and mixing it with a good thing.
Okay.
And you can even extend it further. We have polygamy. Yeah. Ideally, it is the first wife who can be asked to look for a co-wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the past, in the older days.
In the older days.
Not now.
If you wish. It will be better for all of us.
Okay, fine.
Okay, sometimes you see people, you have a wife, you have difficulty having children, maybe, and you want a family. Then those days, it was the wife who told the husband, naona hii kazi imekuwa ngumu, wacha nikutafutie.
Wacha nikuletea mtu.
Analeta yeye mwenyewe. You see, that's the same thing. It was not this competition, these toxic things. And then,
unlike now,
anyway, I've answered the one of the less.
It's okay. So,
they are very different.
Yeah.
Please make sure that one is known across the board. It has nothing to do with. If you can marry your own daughter, how do you explain that. You see, it's not very different. Yeah.
So there's no justification for the evil things that are going on.
There's one happening. These are very different things. We are dealing with it as a new pandemic.
Yeah.
Let's treat it as what it is. Not don't yani somebody asifanya ati anaanza kuleta hii ni kuharibu culture yetu na kama ni kutusi hata wazee wetu.
I mean, yeah.
Imagine my grandmother, you have to say I'll be angry. It will make me very angry.
Yeah, but of course it's not meant to offend anyone. So
no, yeah.
So thank you so much. Because of time, I'm gonna let the next person to come and give their own question.
Pleasure to meet you, Daktari.
Thank you.
Yes. I have a question. We've even seen celebrities, actors, we see politicians, we've seen professionals, It's no longer you want to see people who don't have money doing these things and become one. You can really be like, I really want to understand what is the motive or what is the motivation behind all this? Why are we having all this? How do people really become one? I really want to understand how do people really become one? What are the things that make people to get into these things? Because we are seeing all across even the members of the clergy, not one, not two. We have a lot of evidences that shows that we've had pastors who are gay, and even we've seen even within the certain denominations legalizing such kind of same-sex marriage.
Yeah.
What is really?
I don't have a good, just an opinion.
Yes.
Like I was telling a colleague, I think it's an issue of just like you get funny diseases like COVID. I'm repeating that one, and Ebola. You see, some of these are social ills, and there's also been a campaign. I'm not religious, but I believe the Shetani yako tu very, very active. Basically, everything that is not good, that is corrosive, itasumbua watu, has been promoted in so many ways. You realize when you talk about food, you even talk about madawa, medication, pharmaceuticals. The bad ones, somehow, because of either money or just greed, or somebody has a design. Even seeds, unasikia seeds connection. So I believe this one of you realize that this gender issues, this same sex obsession, basically it is supposed to destroy the society. Yeah, because you cannot tell me, you cannot imagine that when a sizable number of people engage in that manner, how will you get children? Yes, and who will raise them? So in so many ways, you realize there is an attempt to disrupt life as we know it, and either some people are promoting it is actually well funded. These movements.
Yes, by the NGOs even through the UN.
Yes. So you wonder why would you fund this?
Yes.
And yet we have a lot of problems.
And we have people who lack food and all that.
Yeah.
So many things.
Yeah, people who have lack medical care.
Yes.
Tabu mingi ile ukweli. And then you realize some of these funding sources, when you look back, they are mainly from the West. I've not heard of these other cultures. You won't even get to a point where you see the Muslim world, those rich Arab countries funding this. You'll never see the Chinese funding this,
the
Indians or Japanese or Koreans, the East. It is mainly the West. Now, we have a long history in the West. They were colonizers, they were slave traders. They really want maybe
control.
Just imagine, why do they fund these activities?
Yes.
Let's say it is there for other reasons. Maybe there is a new. Some people have blamed even hormones. Yeah, say these young ladies now they use hormones. Yeah. Now that one is a possibility, and I can tell you, nobody will fund a research to show that.
Yes.
You try it, hakuna mahali utafika. Yeah, hakuna. But if you think you realize too many, abuse of these hormonal pills. Now let's say you have built up a lot of hormones before you conceive. Okay? And you conceive a baby. They'll be that overdose of hormones in the womb while they're developing. So there could be something there. I'm not saying it is that way.
Yes.
Nobody should quote
me on this. It is one of the possibilities.
It's one of the possibilities because when you realize why is it that there are too many. Normally in life there is that curve where you see two, the normal curve.
Yes.
A small percentage of people will be odd. That is given.
Yes.
Even animals, even plants. You realize there is an abnormality in one end and the other one. So this is one of ambiguous genders, male, female to be male or something. I'm sure they have always been there.
Yes.
But the numbers were if let's talk of if it's 1,000 people or 10,000,
maybe one.
Yes. If it's 1,000,000 people, let's say 10. You won't even notice.
Yes.
Because they'll not have room to engage. You see people nowadays. You go to the streets, you find some people behaving funny. Holding hands is fine. That one is African. So they want to show it.
Yes.
It's like they are preaching, they are selling their agenda. Ni uchokozi in a way to hit society so that you feel it. So you see, normally in a normal society, they are supposed to be very few. And I'm sure there was, let's look at it this way. You realize there are people who are priests.
Yes.
Who don't marry. You may never know whether that person was gay or what. That was their calling. There's space for them.
Yes.
Normally in a normal society.
Yes.
Si ati wakuje hapo sasa waanze kusema one of the ones, you look at some of them, you see ni uchokozi juu. You go to a church like the Anglican, I'm sure. Kama Anglican wanafika huko. They insist they want to get married there.
Oh.
Yeah. Anglicans huko. Wako wazungu. Why do you insist? Marriage in kwa whatever Christians, kanisa is male and female.
Yes.
Alafu sasa nyinyi wawili, you go to that same church. Simuache hiyo church, anzisha yenu. Why go to these traditional churches? Alafu imeleta shida. Nobody stopped them. Nobody stopped them from opening a church or creating one where that is called something else, not Anglican, for example, or the ones we have here, or Catholic.
Yes.
And then they go insist. They even demonstrate the petition. Why go there? Yeah, see, it's like it's an agenda. So, apart from now this funding, which is not good, somebody is funding these agendas, and you wonder why. It has messed up the West.
Yes.
As we speak. These lawyers out there, I know at least. Although where you went is more conservative. Had you gone further, you would have utashanga the way people are. They are not normal. Wazungu, even though they are rich, they are going down. That is why most of you people are going there for jobs. Why do you think there's a lot of space? One, the population is collapsing.
Yes.
People become so selfish. People wanataka raha yake. They cannot raise children. They cannot tolerate a family situation. Like if you are male living with a female, kazi ngumu, and vice versa. Let alone that one now, it goes up to the children. You cannot raise children. You cannot live in a community where their grandparents, their parents, and their children, that communal thing. So, and it comes from some of these things. Now, when they have all this liberal issue, like changing the gender of a child.
Yes.
And you see, when you expose children to such, you are really creating. The mind is very flexible for a child. If you let a child, if a child is born and they live with dogs.
Yes.
Unajua mtoto anaweza weka. Anaweza.
You live knowing that she is a dog.
Yeah. So can you imagine now, you start teaching
exposing,
a child. Yes, to, it could be male or female. It depends. How do you feel? That one is opening.
It's a very purpose.
Yeah, so we need to be clear. As soon as a child is born and is a male, train them to be male. And also, let's not mix these genders too much. We are messing up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Daktari, just to ask this question, because I've been to colleges at these tertiary institutions, and even in high school nowadays, to a point whereby there are reports that they even found homosexuals to be specific. That's what I heard. These things are lesbians within even the CU Christian Union of a school. You see, what is really happening? At times I really wonder, do parents really know? Because I was in campus, I saw people, when you see these people engaging in these things, activities, like with so much confidence, and you're like, to me, it is very hard, or to what I believe, or to me, I see it's very hard, but to people, they're normal. What is really happening? And the sad thing is, parents don't know. These people can really hide. You can't know. They can really hide.
Okay, there's a lot of things, but one is exposure, and also there's been a breakdown of upbringing of these generations, even the young people now, the children we have. They are not.
Parents are there, yes?
Yeah, the society, parents, and society at large. When, like I said, like we've just been talking about this idea of when you expose a child to some of these things that are not appropriate, like pornography, violence, discussions over gender, this music, this art,
the artists,
the movies, and because they are created from there, in some countries, like if you go to China, you'll never watch a TV series from the West. They make their own. They are very sensitive to what they expose to their children, to their young people, so that they don't get funny ideas. Now, if you watch some of these, I've realized sometimes, you remember there was a time when series were very popular.
Yes.
I don't know whether it was your generation, like 20 years ago, when they started this series thing. Then after some time, I noticed there was no TV series, this series, movies, like which one can I remember? They always had an episode where there was homosexual person or people in that, all of them. So watch them out on.
Meaning they were promoting certain agenda.
Yeah, they had an agenda. Yes.
So it is true to say that the world is being run by a system that is hidden.
There is something wrong. There is somebody managing these things.
They're micromanaging everything.
Yeah, they micromanage people and introduce those ideas. They're innocent. You may not, if you are an adult, it's fine. But at a certain level, you begin seeing there is an influence. They bring, maybe there was this one called what? It was about detectives and police, There is a homosexual couple. If it is not two women, it is two males.
Two men.
And they are the actors. They're very handsome. You see, they win people. Now, you'll not be surprised at this. Now, these young people in high school, that level that you are talking about, that you're saying is become an epidemic, is not normal. It is orchestrated. It's like in a kuzwa. And then now you go to this, there are these subjects, the curriculum now says, you need to teach children that gender, and you introduce a child to homosexuality at the age of 5. What do you think? Itakuwa tu inazunguka kwa akili yake.
Yes, by the age this somebody reach to a point where you can think for.
Sasa, we're talking about how families are. There are families that are men and father and mother, and there is mother and mother. But now, those things, the brain is very flexible. It's like a sponge. It will absorb. And what happens in the brain can change the physical.
Yes,
can change you physically. Yeah. Just like if you do mazoezi. Same thing.
Thank you, Daktari. For a wonderful time.
It is a long topic, and if you had time, tungejadiliana hii mambo kabisa.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Daktari. Hii topic leo imekuwa kali.
Nikali.
I want to get your viewpoints. I know you're a scientist. You deal with facts, instrument, measurements, evidences.
Yes.
So my first claim today is that transgender women are not women. Because using logic, using evidence, using inference, I know for sure that biological sex is immutable. You cannot change from male to female and or vice versa. Do you think that transgender women rights are human rights?
Yeah, like you said, hii ni topic controversial, you know. Ni kama tuseme kama ile debate ya primary school tunasema boys are better than girls. Yeah. It's a debate you can have the whole day, but you know, gender actually it may look simple, but it's the whole over billions of development. It's very complicated. So when you look at in science, I'm not a scientist, not scientist.
Okay.
I am a medical doctor, but some of the things we do in medicine are not measurement.
Okay.
We know precise measurements. Yes. So we normally know exactly the person. What will happen? Something you cannot measure. But we know that gender is determined by the gifts that you get in that in the embryo.
Okay.
So you have, you know,
Yes.
Now that is not the only thing that determines
okay.
The hormones. So you have XY men, you say genetic men,
yes.
And you're bombarded with female hormones. In during development, you may come out men, but the next person may come out female. But the next person maybe XX female the next person. But you get stimulated with the male hormone. Then will develop into male.
So now
it happens. Now this transgender thing, there are people who are born that way.
Okay.
Physically, those are they are there. There's a certain percentage.
Yes.
They are there. Yes. What happens to them? They don't have they are female. But they don't have a body. So they can but everything else from back. Now that is where it started. They say maybe we can, you know, we can rectify.
Yes.
Medically, but that's now from there, real problem. That's also over to people who have prepared.
Okay.
It can be done. Some to hormones, and some surgeries are done, but they don't change functional.
So now their rights, should they be human rights? Okay. Yes. Because I agree with you what you're saying. Biologically, they are very good. Yes.
My personal opinion.
Yes.
If you go this route, how far you go? Okay. I'll give you an example. The one I normally use, which is a bit high. What is human rights? We should begin there. Okay. Human rights is I don't know how
I think it's basic access to security, education, health, you know, and all fundamental human rights in the Constitution.
So, like,
and I ask that because the argument has always been about discrimination. Should they be discriminated? That is the question. Yes.
There should be restrictions. You know, You're toilets now.
Yes. But yes, yes, yes.
You want to go to the male, the female. Although some of us but
Yes.
in the institutions like schools or you have to specify whether this is a female or no, there's not common sense.
Yes.
That's the right. You can say that one now.
It's a right.
Have a right of this. A safe place for such. Now, this one, so this transgender, that one is like very, we can see, I could say it's a kind of box.
Yes.
You do not create a problem in your head, do it, and then bring it here to harass it. You cannot.
Sure.
So, they can create a colony. There are no rights. There are no rights for
special rights. There are no special rights.
there are no special rights. The only special, some special rights we have is for children because they know they are. We have them and they get out of there.
Okay.
And also something like very old. But this permanent structure, it's not human rights. They are limitations.
Okay, thank you, Dr. So now,
That is an opinion.
okay, well seen. Okay,
Let me give you an example.
okay.
The one I normally say, there are people who are child molested. They are real.
Yes.
They are old. We say they are sick. Now, if we begin saying they need their rights.
Everybody will need that, including murderers.
Now that one.
Yes,
There are people just
I get your point.
Yeah. So we have to limit. But this one is a deliberate act. If you want to transgenderize yourself, that one is
so okay, these are questions that viewers are asking. So they are also asking, and I want to draw my claim from what they're asking. My claim is that LGBTQ identity is just a social contagion. I don't know if do you have any scientific argument to back it up or to dispel it? Yes. It's not there. Okay.
So most of it actually
it is social.
Okay,
fine.
Especially when you see like
peer pressure.
There are these people we might even say it is contagious. It is nothing strange. It's not that
sure.
It is the captivity. When you see something that is out of the ordinary, it is not in the head. So either LGBTQ thing,
you can question
like you want to cover yourself in
some
okay. So you need sympathy. No, you have sufferer, you need funding, you need a special thing.
So sometimes they're cash cow. Okay. I know for sure that morality and purpose cannot be found within science. And this is because science can tell you that your brain can release dopamine. But morality will tell you how to choose what you want to do. Science cannot tell you to decide on what to do. So, I don't know, do you think that this transgender thing, this ideology, should it be eradicated completely or entirely from public institutions? If yes, why?
There are things that if depends now on the problem of the you have of the
yes,
maybe a story here, but historically. So in the case of this one, utilize the appearance that this issue true.
Yes, yes.
Have you had a problem with that? Or one? Or Somali?
It is not a problem. Yes, it's not an issue.
You know, the rising up and saying, oh, my right.
So that whole idea should be eradicated from public institutions
It should.
entirely.
We cannot open the gates. There are so many things that
You know the idea I'm asking that because last
what do you mean by public space? Like
institutions like schools, hospitals, you know, that ideology of transgender whatever eradicated completely. People should not talk about it.
no, talking about it is just like
Okay.
the moment you start marketing things, they become there. If not for you, for others. So it should be stopped there. If there is a problem, it's like money.
Yes.
There are special educators, you know, like freedom. Freedom is for people forward. Impossible.
Yes.
But I'm not saying, you know, it's not even an issue. You know,
there is
it should not be encouraged or institutionalized. That is
that's
not
okay. That's fine. Because the conflict is here. Recently, the High Courts made people quote unquote a weird ruling which allowed NGOs to register as LGBTQ, and it's also like I think it was last year. There was also a ruling that saw a man who had petitioned the High Court. He was paid like I think $1 million for quote unquote his rights were violated. Yes, that is the problem now. That's why I was asking about the right. And this is a Kenyan court we are talking about. And also I noticed that the registrar of persons categorizes sex, not gender, male, female, either boy or girl, right? But from 2022 now, I realize there are changes that have been made in birth certificates, not the ID. They have introduced another marker.
Okay.
Yes. So, I was trying to bring all these things to understand as a country, where are we headed? And, are we like open to changes, future changes, because in as much as this thing is not, an issue, we have the global space, we are being influenced by the international space. Yes.
No.
That is the whole mix up now. There is another marker. There is another marker right now. In fact, let me tell you, Daktari, the High Court ruling that was made here in Eldoret has not like given limitation to this discussion of LGBTQ. It is open according to the court because there are no specific laws to refuse or deny against. So it is still open. And this is law now. The people.
You normally say democracy has
Yes.
it can be abused.
Sure.
The law, these rights issues. Most people, the bad people,
Yes.
they watch it, they see a loophole, they're there. They come when they forget to approach the law. Somehow, easier than people.
Sure.
Alijuaji it is not locked. Right. So when you talk about the judiciary, judiciary here is not, it was created out of activists. That's the one part of the way. They brought a lot of their agendas. Most of it was removed. But a lot of it. Those agendas, those funding confusing people, those liberal ideas, the ones that do not even want to know, they have been reversed. But they are there. One of them is and then it is manageable. It's a social issue. It can be political. It can be financial. But in Kenya, that one realize people of this region we should be having our own cultural code. You see the way Muslims have culture. We should have that. Secure something that will take care of those things that we know are fundamental. Just like I told you, women used to get. That was a good thing. can't buy it. People knew it was important. But in Kenya, it's almost that you cannot go to.
That's true. That's true.
When it comes to that one should be be protected for people who profess. It's not a must that you are college. No, you choose. You say, me, I'll follow those ones. And once you follow them, you'll be guided by this. Now, Muslims have their special courts. You rarely see them talking about them. You rarely see Muslims fighting over that. Because them, they subscribe to their Islam voluntarily. If you see this Islam is oppressing you, you can come to this country. Now, Indians also have their own. They have their own. We can do the same. So that we say transgender is not recognized.
It is possible actually.
In our system. If you don't believe in that, the other system is open. We should separate ourselves. Let ourselves good things.
So proper regulations.
That one of the judiciary.
It is open. Of course, it's a social political argument right now. It is still there. It's open.
But if you don't have you can say.
Of course, I'm not an apologist. I am against all these things. And come to think of it, I am a firm proponent and believer of children's rights. There is something you talked about children when we were talking about LGBTQ and whatever, and you mentioned an exception to minors. So now my question would be: is gender affirming care should it be legalized or should it not be legalized? The access to gender affirming care for minors. What I mean by gender affirming, there are issues like the rapid onset like gender dysphoria. Someone is born with some issues with the hormone blockers, whatever, all those issues, and sometimes because of that, they are denied access because there is no law to back up that. There is no global consensus about that issue with regards to children. Children, the consent from children sometimes it's very compromised. Yes. So, do you think should it be legalized or restricted or just not even discussed?
There are things that are so those ones like we normally say that should be confirmed. That should be medical. Some people can bring out the matter of danger. So who makes that decision? It can't be perfect. Not something that should the balance. Balance that this and experience.
So
this one of children, first of all,
there are doctors also involved and the minors themselves.
There is the child, there is the parent, and there is the society, and there is the medical part. Now, if you legislate too much, cut, restrict consent,
it will
we may trample on some of this stuff. That is why the law only goes as far. It doesn't decide
everything. Okay, that's fine.
Likewise, parents do not decide
everything. Yes.
They will have to be somebody to balance. Just the same way a doctor cannot decide everything, even if the child has they must have another contrary opinion, and then they balance. They have as maybe the doctor decides they must decide. The law cannot decide 100% over because Some of these things cannot be perfect.
Oh, true. Thank you, Sana Zakai.
Okay, thank you so much for the study. And of course, to my co-host, it's been a very amazing time with you. And what each topic is great to go on. Could actually make more than 10 episodes that is my leader. So today, let's just call it a day for now. Maybe if the viewers are gonna give us more questions, and for viewers, you see that question that you feel like asking in your corner, please ask us on the comment section. And the people that mean, next time we're probably gonna have to sit down again some other time to answer those questions. But for now, thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for answering the questions that you said. Thank you so much, viewers, for tuning in. We hope to see you again on our next episode. Bye.